I am Max Wheeler. I am 32 years old. I was born in South America in Paraguay, and I'm adopted. And I was born with a gifted disorder called Williams syndrome. And it's a rare diagnosis. Not a lot of people know what it is or what it means to have Williams, and they don't know what we face every day, what we go through, what our challenges are, what our future holds. And a lot of people take advantage of that, and they manipulate us and make fun of us. And when I got diagnosed, and that's when my birth mother had given me up, and I was sent here to the U.S. And because of my diagnosis, people have turned my family down, me especially down, saying that I would probably not be able to survive the diagnosis. And to this day, there's people still doubting me and telling me that I won't be able to do certain things and not realizing of my capability. There were also other challenges and obstacles where they said that I would probably not be able to do. Like they were saying that I would probably not be able to go to college or to high school. I would probably not be able to walk, not be able to talk, and not be able to do a lot of things. And that kind of put me in a really negative situation with myself because I see myself as a human being that never gives up and that tries to challenge those people that had tried to challenge me and to doubt me because of my diagnosis and to try to prove them wrong. That I can, that I can do whatever it takes to surprise them and to challenge them. I'm a survivor of a diagnosis that threatens basically the rest of your life internally. I work for the National Restaurant Association. And I'm just a part-time employee that just helps around with whatever needs to be either assembled or taken down or put together. This job was specifically supposed to be just an internship, but then they wanted to ask me if I was willing to be a staff member. I've been working there for now a year and a half now, so it's kind of to a point where I was trying to get more busy with my schedules because when I was living by myself or living here with my family, I was always getting into trouble. And then so I had to find some job that would keep me busy during the day. And there were a lot of workplaces that I didn't like working, and I didn't like the people, didn't like my boss. I felt really uncomfortable with kind of getting comfortable with the people around me because I had a lot of anxiety problems and a lot of depression, and that's what caused me to kind of feel uncomfortable a lot. And there are times where I look back and there are times where I say I wish I wasn't born this way because of the challenges that we face and because of hurtful, very hurtful things that people say to us. And like we have emotions. So what I discover when I meet someone like me, and when it's time to say goodbye, I have trouble saying goodbye to that individual because I love him so much that I don't want to leave him. I used to be very shy, and I used to not talk to anyone. And pretty later in life, I just started talking to people and started making friends. And those people who say that I can look at me in a different way and really care and love for me as like a son or, whatever it is. Those people are the friends that I need, are the people that I need to stick close to. And I currently am in a relationship with a Williams person. I have a Williams syndrome. That's my diagnosis. And what the Williams community has done is create a special Facebook where other people cannot get into them, into where it's made only for Williams people. And then they create a messenger, like a messenger account that is made only for Williams people. There's people with Williams that have really bad anxiety and really bad depression, and therefore they take it out on other people with Williams, like me or like with anyone else. And they say hurtful things, not realizing that we are all the same person together. And there are times where we have issues also with social media because we don't understand. Some of us don't understand what internet safety is. And when we're in a social setting on a live group chat on the internet, and navigating transportation, learning, I guess, is a really difficult thing for many of us. And there's also a lot of good things about Williams, is that we're like caring people. We care about people as if they were like our son or our daughter or our brother or our sister. We think that everyone is a good person. Some of us have blind sides where we can't see what other people's intentions are. And, I've been denied too many times. People pulled the finger at me and said, no, I couldn't work with you, or I couldn't be a friend, or I couldn't, spend the time to get to know you. And, there's that's another thing I'm working on, is knowing who's safe to talk to and who's not a safe person to talk to, and who's a friend and who's not. I used to have a blind spot where I would approach anyone and assume they're okay to talk to. And then every time that would happen, my parents would try to get a hold of my hand, and then they would say, let's go, or try to pull me back. Williams is just a really sociable diagnosis. And, we like to have fun. Most of us, to most Williams people, they like playing music, because music's another good thing that we have a good ear for. And, there's like people who in the Williams community who say without music, then we aren't who we are. We have what is known as a short lifespan, and not a lot of us who are diagnosed with this live a long time. And that's kind of caused by delays, short delays, and by heart problems, and by genetics. The way that our body is wired is different compared to most people. And there might be challenges with digesting food. There might be challenges of speaking or of learning. Learning is a big challenge in the Williams community because we have trouble with math, we have trouble with banking, trouble with writing, trouble with words, and we have trouble with relationships as well. And they're all challenges for us. And Williams syndrome has given not all, but most people the chance to do things like we're doing right now, in a social setting, to be recorded, tell their story. And to us, our story is important because there are places that we go and there are people who we meet where we have to keep those personal things to ourselves, and we can't share them. And the only place to share our feelings and to share our story in our past and where we are today and our future is in either at a convention, a Williams convention, or like a Williams reunion or get together. But when we see someone with Down syndrome, or we see someone with other disorders, we are happy to connect with them. We are happy to get to know one another, because they might tell us something about ourselves, about our gift that we don't understand. So they might see things differently than we do, and they might know some things that we might not be aware of. So and it helps us to understand more about ourselves. I just want people to understand that we're all equal. We all deserve a life. We all try to be independent, and we don't want people like offending us in certain ways. We realize that anywhere we go, whether we're walking outside or we're walking into a building or into a house or somewhere, we always have to watch ourselves, and for our safety. And we're all given a life. We're all given a chance to correct ourselves in certain obstacles and challenges. So to try to learn more about yourself, to try to find out more about everything that you can about yourself, and to realize that it's a gift. It's not a disability. It's not a disorder. It's a gift. And to realize that there's challenges that you will face ahead, and that those challenges might have difficult obstacles in the future, and that you might have to try everything to just stay calm when those challenges occur. Try to be positive and think positive instead of negative. So that's what I say to other people, is to pursue your dreams, and to accept those dreams, and to try to seek new things, and to try different things, even if you don't like it, even if you don't want to do certain things, just try it out and see. And if it doesn't work, then you don't have to do it. But these organizations that I deal with, they're important to me, and they help me learn more about themselves and about me. That's kind of challenging, because again, I would say to try to accept who you are, and to accept your existence and your independency and your challenges, and to accept who you are, and to never give up on whatever it is that you are seeking to do. And another thing, that willing to accept certain prospects and challenges that you face in life, and trying to accept other things as well, like to accept the unknown, to accept people's suggestions, to accept people's feedback, to accept people's love, care, honor, and respect, and to try to and to accept willingness, and to try new things out, and to go out of your comfort zone, to seek places where you've never been before, and to challenge your own self. There's some children who get educated at home and they can't go to college, and that's really challenging and sad, because we all want to learn different things and get better at some of the problems that we have. Try not to deny our existence and our future and our independence and our goals, because a lot of people deny us and say that we don't belong. I just want to tell the world that, I was born with a gift and with a lot of love. Well, I have a message. This is to my birth mom. If you're out there, sorry I don't speak Spanish, but if you're out there and listening, that I really want you to know that I love you and that I'm here in the US, and also acknowledging the Williams community, that I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the convention next year, and we'll have some fun times together, and I hope things are well, and see you then.